So for those of you who aren't very familiar with the Syrian government, a brief rundown is that from 1971 to 2000, the country was ran by this guy, Hafez al-Assad. And when Hafez died in 2000, his son took over, aka this man Bashar al-Assad. He ran the country up until December 8th, 2024, when he was overthrown. And together this was an era known as the Assad regime, which was deeply authoritarian, as they would resort to shelling and gassing to scare people into submission, or when that didn't work, Assad simply made them disappear, or tortured people in prisons. Now, after the regime fell, CNN ran a segment supposedly freeing a Syrian prisoner.
The guard makes us turn the camera off while he shoots the lock off the cell door. We go in to get a closer look. It's still not clear if there is something under the blanket.
Oh, it moved. Is there someone there? I thought I saw it move. Is someone there?
I'm a civilian, he says. I'm a civilian. He tells the fighter he's from the city of Homs and has been in the cell for 3 months.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
He clutches my arm tightly with both hands.
Okay. Does anyone have any water? Water. Okay.
This is the third prison they brought me to, he says. The third prison. After 3 months in a windowless cell, he can finally see the sky.
Now, all of this would be amazing, except for the fact that the prisoner they freed was a torturer during the Assad regime. Identified later as the Assad regime's Air Force Intelligence Directorate, Salama Mohammed Salama, it was also revealed that he worked at several security checkpoints in Homs, a city in Syria, and was involved in theft, extortion, and coercing residents into becoming informants for Assad. And he also killed civilians during the Syrian civil war and allegedly detained and tortured young men on bogus charges if they wouldn't pay bribes. I mean, seriously, talk about helping the enemy. Now, it would be one thing if she just didn't do her research, but it's the fact that the guy looked pretty well groomed in terms of his beard, and his nails for that matter. He didn't appear to be bruised up, and he looked fairly healthy. I mean, pretty good for a guy who's been tortured for 90 days, and also the whole thing about shooting the lock off the door. Why would they need to do that? Do they not have keys in Syria? And also, if they truly shot the lock off the door, the guy would have been wide awake from it. You know what this reminds me of? And minor spoiler for those who haven't watched Breaking Bad, but this kind of reminds me of Walt's lies with Skyler because he tends to add this extra implausible detail which Skyler never buys. It's like, I mean, seriously, is all that necessary? No, of course it's not. It's just for show. And also the whole thing about not seeing the sun for 3 months, yet he's able to look up at the sky without sensitivity or any flinching. I mean, because even when you wake up after a night's sleep, for most people I know, there's some sensitivity to the light. So I really don't know if she just bought some bill of goods without showing any skepticism, but either way, this isn't her first rodeo in false journalism, because for those of you who don't know, the reporter that you saw was CNN chief internal correspondent Clarissa Ward. And this isn't the first time that she's been accused of shams like this, referring to when she claimed to be in the middle of a missile attack in Israel.
Stand by.
Hi, John. So forgive me, I have a slightly unelegant position, but we have just had a massive barrage of rockets coming in here, not too far from us. So we have had to take shelter here in the sky. We could also hear the Iron Dome intercepting a number of those rockets as they were whizzing overhead and making impact in that direction. Hamas militants came on a pickup truck. This was the first place where they breached that border wall, and they basically drove down this strip, just spraying lead wherever they went. We saw, in fact, I was just grabbing it before that happened and we had to hit the deck, but heavy weaponry being used. It's saying we can get up now.
And later was confronted for lies.
Lying! We understand that you're a news channel, you have your foreign policy, but where's your humanity? Where? Where is your humanity? How many children died? Air this! Air this! You liar!
And just like she didn't take accountability there, she also didn't take any accountability for the Syria screw-up. As on December 11th, the segment was released. And that same day, people like Mr. B here said, "Cannot believe people think this is real." Or Brandon by the 12th joking that the guard shot the lock on the cell door and the man is sound asleep. Been there for months with a well-groomed beard. And Megyn Kelly by the 13th was talking about it on her channel saying this is staged. And on December 16th, Clarissa Ward posted on X, "We can confirm the real identity of the man from our story last night, Wednesday, as Salama Mohammed Salama," which links to an article headlined, "Freed prisoner who said he was a victim of the Assad regime was an intelligence officer," locals say. Continuing to say, an image obtained by CNN on Monday now points to the man's real identity. Continuing to say he was known for running the Air Force Intelligence Directorate checkpoint and was accused of having a reputation for extortion and harassment. Which at least there's admission that they got the story wrong, but nobody's really taking accountability. Clarissa isn't saying, look, I apologize for my role in this screw up. Because let's just say she had no way of knowing much before they went to Syria to do this, but while they were on the job, filming, if none of those red flags stuck out to her, then she's terrible at her job. And the fact that this isn't the first time that she's propagated lies, yet still has her position, is crazy to me. It sends a message that news sources like CNN can not only dupe people over and over again, but also commit treason with no repercussions. And this, my friends, is why people no longer trust the legacy media. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I've earned a subscription. Here's some videos for you to watch in the meantime. Until next time, peace out.